So my name is Martina. People probably over here will know me as a Joali Girl for the art. Then I've got a nickname as a K as a DJ because I do music also. I came to Maldives 3 years ago. Only did music, never really got in touch with art that much, even though I like to look at it, but never really thought I can discover this side of me, so it was very new. And I always loved music ever since I was a little baby. With the painting, the reason why I started was actually a broken heart. So I needed an escape. I needed to take my head away from any inner pain I was having. And I started very small, so I started to paint stones. Eventually, I was a little bit braver, so I started to paint on canvas. The very first one I did was for my mother. When I look at it now, I don't really like it. But then I started to sort of like expand more, try different techniques, trying different sizes, different colors, and I found out that the color combination for me somehow works. So this was my art journey, and now I'm doing those mandalas, and I can see places to put them basically all over me. Like on the trees, I can, paint the tiles, I can paint the glass, I can paint the bikes, I can paint on people even. So it's very exciting, yeah. Ooh, you know what? Joali Girl came out of me actually really loving Joalis, and because it's the laziest tip in the world, and like this is better than TV for me. Like, if you go in the evening with the coffee, you have a cigarette, you sit in a Joali, you put your feet up and you watch the ocean. There's nothing nicer for me. So all my friends were like saying, oh my God, like you keep sitting in these Joalis, like you're like Maldivian. So then I was thinking Joali Girl is actually a really nice nickname. Then people mixed it a lot with me working in Joali Resort, right? But I don't work for Joali Resort. So this is how this came up. And it was supposed to be a personal account, sort of like for my Maldivian life. So I put a bunch of different pictures. And then when I started with these, then I was thinking this is actually a really good idea to have it like that. So it's quite fun because now because obviously I go to a lot of paper stores, a lot, because I need the paint and I need brushes and I need these canvases. So people don't even know me as Martina, but when I enter the store, the paper store, Joali's here. So it's quite cute, I like it. My art mainly is inspired by everything I see around me, not as much as I hear, but everything I see, because Maldives is a country, such a colorful country. That's why if you look at my Instagram, a lot of it is turquoise and blue and gold and silver, because that's the ocean color. Then I see the sunset and it's golden and brown and like all these types of orange. So most of it I'm inspired with what I see around me and then my emotional state. So if I'm going to be very upset, then I'm going to paint something. I'm going to see this upsetness in the painting, right? Like if I'm going to be very happy, then I'll paint something like very colorful and very bright. Even though when I make music, I tend to listen to it while I paint. I listen to other artists obviously also because I like sets and I like electronic music and I like deep house and all these things, but I tend to listen to my sets mainly because then I have this time of 3 to 4 hours when I paint, so I can actually listen to it over and over again, and then I discover mistakes and I can get better. So it's sort of like hand in hand though. Those ones I have over here, they are actually reflections of people I met, which is quite funny. So for example, this one is, it's basically sun and the moon, right? So you got the sun and the moon, but it was angels and demons. So it's someone I met who I found had a little bit of an angel, a little bit of a demon. Not of either side is like way too bright, so that's why like they're sort of like equal size. So the shine, the good ones, the good side shines through, but the moon is still sort of like pushing it backwards. This one was, I wanted to do something like a supernova explosion. So, because I really like science and I watch a lot of documentaries, so that's inspired by the space actually. So the people actually inspire me quite a lot. So it depends on like what I see in them. Everybody has a different energy. Everybody vibes on a different vibration. So sometimes I meet someone and these people are so colorful in so many ways because like they have so many interests. So yeah, people do that to me also. And then if someone's gonna wake up like a really strong emotion, like I'm very angry or like I don't really get angry that much, but like I can get very upset, I can get very happy, then I tend to paint it all out. My idea would be, it's not sort of exhibition, even though it is a little bit. So I would like to make very small pieces, maybe like 10 centimeters, and I would like to spread them around Hulumale. So people, if they find them, they can pick them up, or they can keep them, or they can give them to someone. So that will be my exhibition. So then I would say, okay, the hunt is on, and there's going to be maybe 20 little pieces spread around the beach. And then people will either just look at them because I put them very high, or they can pick them up. I do sell them. Basically the initial idea was me doing this for cost, and then whatever people want to put extra on, then I would sort of donate it to charity, not as a monetary value, but sort of like get a list from them, buy what they need, get this done. So this is still my idea. Still, I would like to do that. So my Instagram doesn't really say like for sale, or now maybe I like put some sentence there that I'm like open for pre-orders if people want. So mainly on my Instagram. So it's the Joali Girl Instagram, and people can find me. Obviously, I have Facebook also, but I don't focus the Facebook on either music or art. So the Joali Girl Instagram is pretty much the only way how people can reach me out. For music, musical side, so there's a couple of servers you can actually place your sets. The happiest I am with Mixcloud. So on Mixcloud, my nickname is DJ KK. So people can see me over there. Also in my Instagram bio, every time when I make a new set, I put a link there so people can listen. And it's nothing I would like to like push way too much, because it's a passion, right? So like I do it because I love it and it makes me very happy. So now I've got 200 listens for one set, and it's like the biggest maximum I've ever had. So you have no idea how happy I am. So like if people listen to it, obviously it's great if they like it. So all my latest ones are on Mixcloud. I really enjoy going into islands. They don't necessarily have to be uninhabited, like with no people, but to actually discover different atolls and like the authentic Maldivian lifestyle, where I would love to sort of like completely blend in, but I can't. But this is something what I really like. So very recently I went to see an island called Kayodu. It was a very beautiful island. Then next to it there's uninhabited island, so we went to see the island also. And that's what I sort of like enjoyed the most. So I know that Maldives in the world is sort of well known for resorts, and loads of my friends, they know that I live in Maldives and they think that I have this little house in the lagoon and nonsense. And when I say, well, if you live in Male, then you open a window, there's a wall. You open another window, there's another wall. So they can't even imagine that. So for me to be able to escape to these places, the rural places where the life is really local, then I love that the most. So that's like my best memories. For me, the food I love. Like my everyday breakfast is masoni rashi. Most of it I cook myself, which is great. So like I love cooking and I love Maldivian food. Even I like all these gito mirus, mas mirus. I like all these spicy things. So that's actually very good for me. I think the biggest cultural shock for me coming from London, because I lived in London for a very long time. London is everybody's stressed, everybody's rushing, and you've got like 45 minutes to get to work and 45 minutes to get for work, and then you have no time for like life actually. So like your mind is very, very closed, So like the biggest shock for me over here was the fact that no one's really rushing anywhere. Everything is fine. Even if there's an accident, then there's accident. Who cares? Everything is okay. A house will crash on your head. It's fine. Like, people over here just don't stress. And this is something what helped me massively, because I had to stop. I had to slow down, and I had to stop so much, because even if I would be going on my usual pace and I would be the only one, people around me would go crazy. Nothing would happen anyway. So I think that was the biggest shock. Everything else, the temperature, the ocean, the food, the choices you have in the store or not having in the store, like all these things I can get used to very easily, but I think to adjust to the pace, to the rhythm and to the speed was probably the hardest one, but it was the most beneficial for me. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, and I do speak about this quite openly, is the fact that from all the countries I've ever lived in, traveled through, like in Maldives I feel the most like myself, because like I said, because I had to slow down so much, then still I managed to get a lot of things done. So I think my mind opened to a completely different place, So like if I can choose and can say, that I can imagine myself living over here. It's funny for people sometimes though, because they're like, are you crazy? Like we all want to go to Europe and then you want to come over here and live here. So, but we don't have this. I don't have the Joalis, I don't have obviously I can make masuni, but I don't have all these coconut palm trees. We don't have that in Europe. Not even Greece has it. Greece is beautiful. So it has different it has this shush, you know. Every time when I leave, I feel like, oh my God, I can't wait to sit on my bike and drive around, you know, talk to my friends on the road also. If I would want to say something to, like if I can compare like other nations and Maldivians, then I would say people over here should really try to care about the environment a little bit more. Actually, not a little bit, a lot more. I think the solutions over here for pretty much everything are very short-sighted. And if you look further in the future, then you see that maybe the things are actually not going to be there that far along, you know. So that's what I think is very important for the next generations coming, not just to help each other, but like really try to protect the environment you have over here, because once we kill the oceans, we suffocate.